Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the Inside Spurs channel. Happy Thursday morning. Hope you're well, hope you're looking after yourself and you're looking forward to a good day at whatever it is that you're doing. We obviously play tomorrow and I'm going to be doing the Nottingham Forest Tottenham preview now and sort of just, I think kind of just not dampening expectations, but being realistic, especially for some of the Forest fans as well, but also for us, it's not all doom and gloom. So, as we always do, we're going to talk some form, we're going to talk some injuries, talk some just general feelings about the game, giving predictions, whatever. You'll know what I mean when we get in there. Just want to say, if you're new, subscribe to the channel. You're very much welcome to join us. And we're going to jump straight in. And we're going to talk about the Forest Spurs game, the Brennan Johnson return, you could maybe go with. Forest this season, maybe not their best start, okay. I look, if you're a Forest fan watching this, I can categorically tell you I actually quite like the Nottingham Forest. I talked about in a previous, I can't remember what it was, but I was talking about the playoff final when Forest actually went up, and I was hoping that Forest was going to come out of the one side, and then Luton were going to come out the other. Because either way, either team that went up, I was happy for. I like fresh teams coming up. Shoot me. But they came up and, and the one thing I can never understand is they brought in, 22 different players? To gel that many players is so difficult. We had a summer where we bought like 7 and it was absolutely awful. They brought in 3 times that and people expected them to do well straight off the bat. This season has been difficult. They're sitting 16th. They're 5 points clear of the relegation zone. But it's not all doom and gloom for Forest. It really isn't. There's been some pretty bad results. I know the Fulham result's quite a bad one, but they actually played pretty well against Wolves last time out, and they're actually coming into this game with a little bit more confidence than maybe what they had previously. But my thoughts for this, I don't know if people agree with me or disagree. I'd keep Steve Cooper. I think he's a very good coach. That's my opinion. But yes, they're sitting in 16th. Spurs sitting in 5th at the moment. And when you look at the last 4 matches head-to-head, 1 win for Forest, 3 wins for Spurs. The 1 win for Forest came in November 2022 in the League Cup, EFL Cup, Carling Cup, Capital One Cup, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, there was a 2-0 win at home for them, but the other 3 games have come around, 2 of them being 3-1 and the other one being a 2-0 win. By the way, one of them was from 2014, so, When we look at some of the team news, it kind of looks like, when I speak about Spurs, you'll know what I'm going to be talking about. But when it comes to Forest, I was looking, and obviously this might be a bit premature, be it that we're already we're a day and a half basically ahead of the game. But I was looking, and obviously Murillo went off injured, 10, 12 minutes in against Wolves. They said it was suffering from a tight hamstring, and tight hamstrings, they normally take a few weeks to kind of unlock. You haven't pulled it, you haven't damaged it, it's just tight. We've had them with Brennan Johnson. God, for the life of me, we had it with someone else. Was it Destiny Adogi as well? Yeah, so tight hamstrings don't just go away over in a week, So knowing that his replacement might be Felipe. He's kind of like for a replacement. They're also still missing Taiwo Awoniyi and big Serge Aurier. I tell you what, I keep seeing that goal where he's tried to cross it in against Brighton. It's just looped in over the keeper. I keep seeing that this week. I don't know why. Good goal. He definitely meant it. He meant it. I know he meant it. He knows he meant it. Brighton knows he meant it. They should have just put the keeper on the line. Knowing that, they'd probably go with an unchanged team. They've not had any other injuries other than Murillo. So they've got Alanga and Morgan Gibbs-White up front. I quite like both of those players. I think they're decent. I actually think Alanga probably did himself a favour getting out of Manchester United. He wasn't truly liked at Manchester United. It was, when you watch some of the fan channels, I'm not saying who it is or who it isn't, there didn't seem to be that love for him. When we have a youngster coming through at Spurs, I think in all honesty, we're youngsters come through at Spurs, you give them the time of day. You might not fully rate them. You might not fully respect them. Well, you should fully respect them. You might fully rate them. You give them the time of day just to see what they've got. And I think nowadays with football fans, if it's not good right away, it's not good at all. And that's a real shame that we don't have any patience anymore in the football game because there's so much money involved. You know, if we didn't have patience, Kyle Walker wouldn't have played right back for Spurs. And if we didn't have patience, Danny Rose wouldn't have played left back for Spurs. You know, Harry Kane's a big one. You know, you need to have a bit more patience in the game. And that's why, you know, we have patience with Harry Winks, Ryan Mason, Oliver Skipp. You know, all these players who, obviously, I know Mace is obviously retired due to the head injury, but, you know, as a coach, we're giving him time as a coach, and it's only going to help him in the long run when he wants to take over a team. And when you think of the other players that I mentioned, they're all Premier League quality players. Yeah, Rose maybe he's fallen off a little bit due to age. Skip's a Premier League midfielder. I still think Winks is a Premier League midfielder. I just don't. This is the thing. I don't see him being a top 6 midfielder. But you could definitely see him in a mid-table team in the Premier League. He's doing bloody well in the Championship and go all for it. So, you know, a bit more patience needs to be had. But yeah, on Morgan Gibbs-White, I know that he had that big deal where he signed, it was up to like 45 million and everyone was like, well, that's a rip-off. Wolves ripped them off. Yeah, but half of that was the actual payment. The other half was, you know, it was add-ons that he has to meet. And if he meets it, and I've always said, if a player meets all these add-ons, yes, the receiving club's going to be like, fantastic, we make our money. The other club's going, yeah, we have no issues paying you that money because he's done so well. So, yeah. And in terms of Spurs, I just think it's more of the same, really. There's no real new injuries to talk about. Obviously, you got Solomon out injured, you got Sess out injured, you've got Van de Ven, Maddison, Bentancur. God, the list goes on. I'm not going to talk about it all. So looking at the team, I think you'll probably see an unchanged team from Spurs. So you see Vicario in goal. You'll have Pedro Porro, top at right back. Centre halves obviously being Romero, Davies, and a left back being the new contract boy Destiny. Midfield 3 being Biss, Sarr, and Kulu. I think the attacking 3, you'll see Sonny, Richie, and the returning boy, Brennan Johnson. Which obviously I hope he gets good reaction tomorrow night. I know he'd been there for a while for us, so I think he will. I don't think he'll get booed. He wasn't leaving in a bad way. You know, he hasn't slagged off the club or anything. So I hope he gets a really good returning welcome. For Spurs, obviously, look, if we win, we actually go joint level with Man City. So, you know, and then we go 6 points clear of Manchester United and 7 points clear of Newcastle. Remember, both of which bottled it. No offence to them, but they bottled it and fell out of Europe. Which, by the way, when we talk about, you know, 5th gets Champions League, at present, we're not getting that 5th position. Not Spurs, I just mean the Premier League. It's all based on performance. You know, if you top the group, how far through you go. You know, if you drop into a different one, like, for example, if you drop from Champions League to Europa League to Conference, that's still fine. You can still continue to pick up these sort of points to total up to get 5th. At the moment, I believe Bundesliga are first and Serie A are second. So remember, AC Milan went into the Europa League over Newcastle. That's stretched out the gap a little bit further. Yes, Man City were top of the group. Yes, Arsenal top of the group. They helped very muchly. Liverpool already through. Grand. I think Brighton are doing well. West Ham, I couldn't actually tell you. I think Villa are doing well. So they've still got a few teams bubbling away. But I wouldn't mind maybe a few of our teams grabbing a Italian team or a German team and knocking them out. Because the quicker we get them out, the more we get. So even if we only go around a 1 or 2 further, it all adds up. But yeah, you're probably going to have to expect Man City to go off and do something good in the Champions League again. Maybe Liverpool in the Europa, and obviously, well, you've got Brighton and West Ham. You're hoping at least maybe to get a couple in the semi-finals. Obviously, Villa, hopefully they do quite well in the Conference League. All these things play a big part. But when it comes to Spurs in the league, those 2 teams sitting right below us will now have what we have. We play once a week. Sometimes twice a week, but that's just cup competitions. But normally once a week. Newcastle might be getting a little bit fitter now. Anyway, guys, that's the end of the video. I hope you did enjoy it. Drop a like on the video if you did. Hit me in the comment section your thoughts and feelings about the games. You know, score predictions, key players, whatever you want to talk about, let me know. I want to have a chat with you anyway. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hit the bell notification for more. But anyway, guys, that's the end of the video. I'll see you all very, very soon. Take care, guys.